Today, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. Daniel Jones and the New York Giants taking on Jameis Winston and the Indianapolis Colts.
We welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the New York Giants. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in Week 1. Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 6'4" quarterback, the former #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
And no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down now.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
This goes to Mack on the check down. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there was a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give them a good 10 yards on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. So now here are the Giants as they'll get their first opportunity here. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
3. It's 3rd and 7.
To throw on 3rd down. Jones. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Intended for Darius.
So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart.
Trying to gauge the sun, and he muffs it.
The Colts take over 1st and 10. At their own.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Now, this is Hilton on the receiving end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Indianapolis.
They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Here's Marlon Mack. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Now on 2nd and 13. Winston. Catch made here by Campbell.
Winston.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. Winston. And he's got his man Hilton. And they do get him down the yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. From the gun, Winston. That'll fall incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. We're scoreless after 1.
With no score.
Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they'll see what they can do on 3rd and goal. And he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown.
Complete to number 13.
T.Y. Hilton. His first touchdown of the new season as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, we had the scoreless first quarter of play. We sure didn't have to wait long into the 2nd quarter to get some action on the scoreboard.
So was the first quarter a feeling out process? I mean, that was an interesting quarter, wasn't it? Because we had some action, we had some good play, just didn't have any points. So now it's game on.
And this carries into the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
25-yard line.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jones gives this out to Saquon Barkley. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now this throw caught left side, and he's going to get this inside the 30. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Giants, first down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard.
First down carry for Barkley. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
2 yards.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
At the Colts' 25-yard line.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Brings up 3rd down and
now Jones to throw on 3rd down. be incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Well, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. On first down, they'll start out with Mack. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
And it's third down.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. And he'll find Pittman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Complete to Michael.
Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
13 yards. First down.
Jameis now on first down. Out of his hands quickly to Pittman. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
24 yards.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake in the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the 13 now, they work on first and 10. From the red zone now, Winston. He completes this one to Mack. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long. Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. On third down, Winston. Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown.
Touchdown, Indianapolis.
10 yards on the touchdown pass. Jones now on first and 10, and up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. A first and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The Giants going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Jones throwing on first down. Finds his tight end Ingram. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And Lutz's kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. 23-17, the final score. Next, we head off to check out another game, and it was the visiting Dolphins who were able to get the victory. A 2-touchdown victory, 31-17, the final. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you, and they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting 49ers. Dante Pettis, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. We couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game, 1st and 10 here. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41.
Down at the 41.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
2nd and 7.
Operating from the gun, Jones. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rocky Sin. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
1st and 10.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts first down. Okay, take us to school here, Charles. On a play like that, pretty successful RPO. What's the quarterback looking at?
Basics. He's looking at the defensive end or the outside linebacker. If that player crashes down to take the running back, quarterback pulls it, runs to the outside end. Some teams, though, will read different players depending on defenses, but basically it's that outside player.
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Now Mack. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
The ball carrier.
Marlon Mack, his 2nd touchdown on the season. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. 6-yard line. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage. But every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
And that'll be incomplete. Jones took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Brings up third down.
Here's Jones from the gun on third down. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up fourth.
So much about offense is what we call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting
what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And a guy that can change the game, shows you a glimpse of it right there, taking the ball down inside the red zone.
It just tells you how tough it is for a defense. You just hold on all game and essentially hold your breath. Will they break a big one on us at any point during the game? It just happened right there.
This is caught, and he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal. They go play action here on first down. And this is going to be intercepted. Julian Love picks it. And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, and he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown.
Giants.
Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick six for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick six in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Now this will make it into the end zone, and he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And now this fourth quarter becoming very interesting. That pick six makes this a one-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Forced to the ground.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
At the 25-yard line.
Play action now. Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. He'll set up to throw from the gun. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. It was Ricardo Allen there on the coverage. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Juan Barkley, the ball carrier.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
That's good for the Giants. 1st
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And, yes, out come the flags. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45.
Intercepted.
When I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
Incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. A throw over the middle, taken in. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A gain of 13, it's a first down.
First down, Indianapolis.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Campbell making the catch. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
They'll throw again. Winston. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. O'Shane Jimenez. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
It's 3rd down. 3rd and long.
3rd and long for Winston. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And some space here. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Finding Hilton on the slant. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got
Aldrich Rosas.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Not much there, only a yard.
At the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. He's going to let it fly.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. But he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. On first down. Jones looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. To throw again on second down. Jones. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for one here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation. Yeah. Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
And hold the phone now. This game isn't over yet.
Not at all. Now, get the football back. That's the first thing. However you do it, get the ball back and then manipulate the clock with your offense, because you've got to get the ball into the end zone.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
The previous play is under review.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen, because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.